General Colin Powell said it best. He used the motto from Pottery Barn, or one of the retail stores. If you break it, you own it. If you drop it and it smashes, you have to pay for it. And that was the motto that he used in discussing President Bush's involvement in Iraq. That once you threw out Saddam Hussein, you inherited the country. And if it was a mess and there were guerrilla killings and there were bombs going off in markets every day, that would be your responsibility now because you threw out the regime. Well, that is precisely what Barack Obama has waded into in Libya. I mean, so far so good, but it's like he's ankle deep in quicksand. He'll quickly go deeper and deeper in because there's no exit strategy there. What's he going to do if Gadaffi doesn't leave and begins to win this war? Is he going to put in ground troops? If Gaddafi in retaliation goes after the globe and promotes terrorism throughout the world, remember he was found responsible for the Lockerbie bombing. That evidence just came out a few months ago from one of the defectors. What's the United States going to do? And if Gaddafi is ousted and the rebels take over and Gaddafi's forces go underground like Saddam's did in Iraq, and you have a decade of guerrilla war and killings, what's Obama going to do? This rationale of protecting lives and humanitarian response can't be an open-ended check. But at what point do you say, okay, now it's okay to go ahead and kill civilians. Now we won't do anything. So Obama is on the hook for Libya. And it's not just that. He's on the hook for Egypt. If in September the parliament comes back and the Muslim Brotherhood is in charge, and if 2 months later a president is elected in Egypt who is a Muslim radical and he junks the Camp David Accords and resumes a state of war with Israel, Obama's on the hook. And if the revolutions that he encouraged in Tunisia and Egypt spread to Yemen and the UAE and Bahrain and then eventually Saudi Arabia and disrupt world oil production seriously, and oil goes up to $200 a barrel and the price of gas goes up to $5 and $6 a gallon, he's on the hook for that, partially because of what he did in the Middle East, but partially for his anti-oil drilling posture within the United States. And of course, his efforts to weaken the war against terror, the handcuffing of our anti-terror forces that Eric Holder, the Attorney General, has led, he's on the hook for that if there's a terror attack. And if all of this causes a double-dip recession, well, that's Obama's recession. So he's been able to skate by the first 2 years by blaming everything on Bush. But now, all of his chickens, if I may quote Reverend Wright, are going to come home to roost. Thanks for watching.